Okay, in this video we're just going to look at some books and magazines. Obviously it's quite nice to sort of be able to read a bit more about the sport of archery when you're at home or travelling. So I just wanted to sort of have a look at what's available, especially in the UK anyway. First of all, obviously if you're a member of Archery GB, you will get a regular kind of magazine. This comes out kind of every, I think, 2 months, 3 months, and it's not a bad magazine at all. It's free with your membership. You get kind of a lot of news. There's some questions and answers sections. You also get news about what's been happening in kind of local shoots. You'll also get club news as well. Archery GB news and adverts, of course. You'll also get stuff about On Target from Archery GB, and rules updates, competitions, and that sort of thing. So obviously at the back you'll also get all the tournament dates from around the country for the next few months. What else? Obviously records at the back and achievements, and who to contact details at Archery GB and other things. So that's not a bad magazine. You'll get that anyway if you're a member of Archery GB. So that's one thing worth reading. I usually read that kind of cover to cover. The next kind of magazine that you can get is Bow International. One of the only really magazines you can get in the UK is Bow International. This I've got the subscription link on here. On the video, if you want to go to the website and order that directly. Look out for various offers on this throughout the year. So usually at Christmas there's quite good offers on this to order it for. Probably if you order for 2 years subscription, you'll get it a lot cheaper. There's also digital subscriptions you can buy. They used to do free gifts with it, but since it's been bought out by Future Publishing, they've kind of stopped the free gifts, which is a bit of a shame, because I've had some caps and various other things previously from them. You may also be able to order this through your club, because sometimes you can get club rates, cheaper club rates for people, or you might be able to borrow someone else's copy at the club. This is pretty good too. I usually read this cover to cover. We've got all the kind of news in here, and all the tournament news and what's been happening. There's also tips in here for shooting. There's reviews of bows and equipment for all sorts, really, for recurve, bare bows, flat bows, compounds, all sorts of things. It's not really for a specific bow type. It sort of covers everything. Obviously you're going to get a lot of adverts in here. There's details about new equipment, question and answer sections from the experts. There's always a competition in here every month as well that you can enter. Yeah, so that's just one other magazine that you can go and have a look at. Obviously buying it off the shelf at your newsagents is a lot more money than subscribing. So subscribing and getting it delivered to your door as soon as it comes out is always the sort of best bet for that one. Right, let's have a look at a few books. I mean, I haven't got many books on here. I've only got kind of 3 books here, which I got from some publishers. There are a lot more books available, and I've put a few lists of books that I've also read previously in the description for this video. So I'm just going to look at a couple quickly on this one. One of the first ones is this archery book. This is a really good beginner's book from Crowood Sports Guides. It's full colour, and it takes you through everything from kind of getting started, basic shooting, setting up your bow. Obviously we've got a little bit of history at the beginning, and then you go into an introduction to archery, finding a club, finding out your dominant eye, basic safety rules, and then it goes on to kind of buying your own equipment, taking you through each part of the equipment and putting it together, and a slight bit of tuning there as well. We've got different Obviously then we've got technical adjustments, obviously getting your centre shot. This is mainly for recurves, I must admit, on this. You won't find a lot of compound stuff in here. It's got basic shooting techniques as well. It talks about the archery field, about various badging and scoring, and then there's a part 3 is about kind of tactics and your best forms. And then what you've got about is a bit more about, in depth about building arrows, different arrow wraps and stuff like that. You've got sort of tab information here. And then I think what you go into is actually competitions, exercising, stretching, practicing, competing. It's really easy to read this book. There's little sections with like personal tips in there. And they do other guides as well for different sports. But it was easy to read, nice big font, nice colour pictures. You could pick it up, put it down all the time. Really good beginner's book, that was. So that's the Crowood Sports Guide, Archery Skills, Tactics and Techniques. Another one I've got is this Precision Archery from the publishers of Archery Focus magazine. This I quite like. Not all black and white photos in this, nothing too colourful, but it does kind of go on to a lot more about performance and exercising, and it kind of looks at the actual shoulders and arms, executing the shots, that kind of thing. And it obviously does touch on compound and bare bow as well, and it talks a lot about physical side of things, strength training, endurance training. Could do with a few more images, that would have been nice. There's obviously things about mental planning, tuning. There's quite a bit about tuning, recurve and compound in here. Coaching as well. There's a bit about choosing a coach, and string walking for bare bow, and a big section on information at the end. I quite liked this book. It was a lot to read in there, more about your sort of performance side of things, but it's black and white, and I would have liked a little bit more, a few more pictures in there actually. But that's Precision Archery. Final one we're going to look at today is USA Archery, for compound and recurve. Again, black and white print, so no colour in here, but quite a few more images, which is quite nice. Let me just go at the beginning here. So again, an overall book looking at the sort of equipment and tuning, developing your shot sequence, setting up, and then it goes on about compound as well, and your mental training, and building a support team, and a little bit about nutrition as well. So this is kind of, there is a bit of everything in here, to be honest, really. I mean, still pictures are never as good as sort of watching videos really online, but it's something you can take away and read. There's a lot of text in here to read. What else have we got in here? It's obviously even got stretching exercises, which is different ones to the Archery GB ones. It's got some band work in there as well. Developing young archers section, support team, even a bit of para archers in there, different drills, things like that. So all based around the USA archery team, which was quite nice to read something a bit different that wasn't looking at just kind of Archery GB stuff. So that was Archery from USA Archery by Human Kinetics, by the way, if you're looking for that one. Okay, but I've got all these links in the description of the video below if you want to go and find these on Amazon and have a look, and obviously then that will take you to other books that are available as well. Okay, that's it for now.